Did a little shopping yesterday. Went to Walmart. Finalized my adulting stuff. I was using plasticware that I bought when I moved into my apartment right away. And went to Walmart, bought a set of, I don't know, what's this called? Ceramic plates, salad plates, and bowls. I didn't only buy plates and bowls and cups. I bought a comforter. And it was a comforter set. I feel really good about the purchase, although I only bought one like big new pillow. I need to get another one because my little chamois or whatever they're called, those little baby pillows, they each need one to lean against, if that makes any sense to you. And I only have one, so they're kind of, my bed doesn't look as good as I'd like it to. I'm going to use one of my new gray cups that I got from Walmart yesterday. Doesn't mean I don't love my coffee with Ken mug, or my mug sent by a beautiful viewer that I have named Opal. Just feel I'll try one out, see how it goes. It's a nice feel, good weight, good size. I think I might like it. Cleaned up my apartment yesterday too. Got my girls coming today, at least I think. Haven't really heard from them in a couple days. They're teenage girls. I don't know what that means, but I don't know. They got their own lives. They work. They have friends. They have boyfriends. I was thinking, I hope they're still coming. I'm sure they still will. But I was thinking, well, if they don't, I'll handle it more maturely than I would have handled it in the past. There was times in my life I'd kind of throw a fit a little bit. I wasn't always the most mature dad, but it was a passionate, loving dad. Certainly wanted to spend more time with them. And as a divorced guy, you don't get to spend nearly as much time with your kids as you'd like, or at least as I'd like. And maybe that's changed now. I almost think it has changed a little bit, but only recently. I think they're going for more split custody now, but when I got divorced, especially the first time, it was usually, like Wednesdays and every other weekend, and I think I got Tuesdays, Thursdays, and every other weekend. I was thinking about that. It shouldn't even be looked at, I don't think. Parenting time is what parenting time do you get? I just use that word. I think it should be crafted for what's best for the kids. And I don't know who's the arbiter of that. I guess the courts. And who determines it. And yeah. But anyway. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. My name is Ken Tracy, and this is Coffee with Ken. It is Saturday morning. It is June 15th. It is 7:07 a.m. Happy Saturday. Somebody says they hope I have a good day so far. Somebody said I'm starting to grow on them. Apparently they didn't like me at first. Well, I'm just waking up. This is what it is to be about 15 minutes awake in my life. I'd say my day is fairly good. I mean, I went to the bathroom. That was pretty much first thing. I made my bed as best I could. I got the coffee brewing. I staggered over to the coffee maker and pushed live on Coffee with Ken. So I'd say my day's going fairly well so far. What was I saying? My name is Ken Tracy. It's Saturday morning. Oh, my eyes aren't focused yet. I think I got plenty of sleep. But I don't almost feel like I got plenty of sleep. Randy, go get that coffee. Did I say a happy Saturday? I don't know. But anyway, this is a show I've been doing for quite some time. By the way, I mentioned my friend Opal, who sent me the coffee mug. She also sent me this candle. She also sent me a blue towel, which really came in handy yesterday. She also sent me a little block that says, "A day without coffee is like, just kidding, I have no idea." Sent me a nice little welcome home package, or welcome into my homecoming package, or whatever. But anyway, this is a show I've been doing for quite some time. It's a show about me talking. It's a show about me sharing a few things, sharing a little experiences. Coach Will is going, "I reserve my like or dislike until I figure out what I'm seeing. I enjoy you, and I've learned from listening to you." That's what I figure. I think so many of us are, and that's what this show's about. I've been through a lot. I've been twice divorced. I'm not blaming anybody, but I've lived in a car. I've lived in a beautiful home. I've lived in one of the coolest one-bedrooms or apartments in the city of Chicago. I've struggled with anxiety. I've gambled way too much. I've chased women way too much. I've done a bunch of traveling. I've done some cool things, but I've fallen and skinned my knee a whole bunch of times. But I've been pretty good at getting back up and continuing forward. And I think when you have an open viewpoint of life and you keep your eyes open, you can learn a thing or two along the way. And I think I've learned some things that can help some people just through my experiences. But I'm kind of open-minded, and I think God gave me an ability to tell a story and to talk a little bit. And I'm using it, and that's what Coffee with Ken is. Do I have kids from the marriages? Oh, yes, I have 4 beautiful children. I have 4 beautiful children. What do I think about the deportations going on in America? I haven't even gotten into the coffee yet, but that's a hot topic. Can I save it till can I answer the deportations thought? And I think my opinion surprises most. I'm a little right of center politically, I think. But I'm also open-minded and look at the world not through a certain prism. I mean, obviously we all see the world as we see it, but I try and keep it as open-minded as I can when I experience things, and try and understand different people's perspectives. So I want to talk about deportations because it's a hot topic. But for those of you that have watched for a while, you know it's not just a show about me talking. You know it's also a show about me sharing my love of coffee. And with that in mind, I have a nice hot cup of coffee in front of me. And I'm excited to have my first sip. My hope is wherever you are and whatever you're doing, that you got a hot cup of coffee in front of you as well. Cheers to us. Doesn't taste quite as strong as I expected. I thought I put enough coffee grounds. I mean, I put in the right amount of coffee grounds. and it's the Starbucks Sumatra, which is probably my favorite everyday coffee. It's a big flavor. I like to describe it as it almost tastes like it's got dirt poured in it, kind of like a Guinness. For anyone that drinks beer out there, if you don't, you probably know what I mean when I relate it to Guinness. Guinness is a beer with a ton of flavor, almost like you took a Heineken and you poured, I don't know, a few ounces of dirt in it. And that's what Guinness tastes like. And for some reason, we learned to appreciate those extra flavors. And I think that's just what's going on with the Sumatra. It has a lot of big, earthy flavors, if you will. I got a couple lighter roasts or medium roasts or a Colombian coffee and a different one up there. I think it'd be an easier coffee to drink for a beginner drinker. But I enjoy, there's a guy that has a show with his name on it called Coffee with Ken. I'm not a beginner when it comes to coffee. My shirt, my daughter's bought me this like 2.5 years ago. I almost want you to guess what it says. I almost don't want to tell you. Can you read that? I know it's backwards. Nobody yell at me that it's backwards. It wore off very quickly. Whoever put the printing on this shirt didn't do a very good job. It's worse than my coffee cup. It faded right away. Hey, ALGG sent me €1. That's so sweet of you, ALGG. I think that's very kind of you, sending me €1. Coach Will does whole bean Pete's or some Black Rifle coffee. Somebody asked me if it's earlier. I've never had Black Rifle coffee. I hear good things about it, though. That's pretty expensive. Starbucks is fairly expensive. I mean, life is pretty expensive. I was at Walmart yesterday, as I was saying, doing a little shopping, and I went and looked at, I think I'm kind of hooked on peaches. They're like sweet, and juicy. They're just really wonderful. And they're getting better right now. And anyway, they were like 75 cents each at Walmart, and they weren't that big. They were probably, whatever. Not huge size, but okay. Yeah. I thought I could eat 3 or 4 of these in a sitting, and that'd be $3 worth of peaches. That bothered me. Somebody only drinks decaf. Hello from Ireland. Do a freestyle. I don't know what a freestyle is. How old am I? I am 56. Life is expensive. We cut our costs in places, but coffee isn't one of them. Yeah, coffee's, they were saying coffee's expensive. I was saying it. You buy a bag of Starbucks or whatever, it's $8, $9, and it lasts you, hold on, I gotta sneeze. It lasts you a week, and I don't know, you get a whole lot of goodness for that $8, $9. Do I call it football or soccer? I call it soccer, to be honest with you. I know we get a lot of international viewers. Thank you, Coach Will. You're starting to grow on me, Coach Will. Hold on here, let me see. Do you know the coffee? No. Hold on. Enjoy my view. All right, I'm back. Oh, let's see. Somebody asked me about the deportations. Do we want to talk about the deportations? It's a hot topic. I don't want to. Some people don't like politics. Maybe I look at it politically, but I look at it more. I think the United States of America and capitalism and free markets is the best political system in the world. I do. I think the country we live in is the best, that I live in is the best. You can argue, and I don't know, somebody from Ireland's here, they might think the system in Ireland's the best, but this is my show, so it's my thoughts. I think our system's the best. I don't think it's the best because we have walls up and barriers. My belief, and I'm not totally sure, is our system, if we were more open, it could put to good work the extra humans that are flowing in. I guess the people on the far right's fear is that if we open our doors and let people from other countries, say, for instance, we let half of China move into our country and 500 million new people that are used to living in a communist society, and they wanted to turn our government communist. I guess that might be an issue for me. But my experience, I'll tell you, I'll just say it like it is. The people that are immigrating here, I don't know the numbers, but I'd guess 90% of them are coming from Mexico. And I know I'm fortunate enough to have spent a lot of time working with a lot of Mexican people. I've been a waiter a lot. I'm friendly. If I know some Spanish, I'll engage. I've met a lot of really good Mexican immigrants that are here. Don't ask me if they're here legally or illegally. I don't card them. But they're just human beings. And they want to come, and from my experiences, they want to work hard and improve the lives of their families. I've worked with, I don't know if you've ever been a dishwasher in a kitchen. It's not a glorious job. But most of the kitchens I've worked at have Mexican men and women washing the dishes, working hard, not complaining, doing their best, and having a good attitude, being friendly. And holy smokes, if you engage with them in Spanish a little, if you know a few words of Spanish, they love you. So I'm not frightened by people coming here. I think we should let more people in. I think personally, and I've said it a bunch and I'll say it again, if a huge chunk of people that live in Mexico want to come to the United States, we should adopt Mexico and make it our 51st state. And I've said this for 10 years. I was saying this way before Trump talked about adopting Canada. There's a lot of resources in Mexico. There's a lot of hardworking people. They tend to be family valued. They tend to be Christian. Not that that's their faith should be a barrier to entry, but I think they could meld well with society, and we could have a southern U.S. It tends to be heavily on the Spanish-speaking side. Tony says, sure, and fuel the drugs. Well, I don't think we can blame Mexico for the drug issues in America. The problem is the American people want the drugs and buy the drugs. The demand is here. Supply is going to find a way, but we want it. We want drugs. And yeah. I know a lot of people have been commenting, and I'm not trying to ignore y'all. But I just wanted to say that. So I'm not for mass deportations. I voted for Trump, but we got, I don't know, 10 or 20 or 30 million illegal aliens. Tony Virgil says no drugs to buy, problem solved. No, Tony, the problem is, and you're looking at it, I think wrong, honestly, Tony. I think the problem is we want them. We need to fix the issues within ourselves that desire the drugs, desire the alcohol, desire that fulfill the gambling addiction, the sex addictions, the things that are lacking within us. Do I have a favorite ice cream? I do right now. I finished it off last night. Bought it a few days ago. I've got a problem. I've talked about it. I got a problem. I really like ice cream. Don't even talk to me about nutty bars or any of those Little Debbie snack cakes. They're all like crack in a box for me. Cookies. I don't buy cookies. They're just too tasty. But my favorite ice cream right now is Moose Tracks. And I don't really have it. I was eating Cherry Garcia for a while, and that's ridiculously good by Ben & Jerry's. It's got little chunks of chocolate and chunks of cherry. So in my little twisted mind, I can almost rationalize the health benefits of eating little chunks of cherries. I'm sure there's not much health benefits by eating Cherry Garcia ice cream. But anyway, talk a little more about the deportation. There's 10, 20, 30 million illegal aliens, or whatever you want to say. Yeah, John, it's not fair. You eat an Oreo. I don't want one Oreo. I don't know, does anybody out there really want one Oreo? Does one Oreo do anything for you except light a fire in you and make you want more? And that's the same way with alcohol and weed and gambling and sex for me, I've decided. I'm going to write a book titled that. Am I a Freemason? No, I'm not even totally sure what Freemasons are. I think they have something to do with like our founding fathers and bricks and building things and like a private society. I don't know how it all fits together. John says they can go crazy on the sugar. Coach Will has to avoid the Oreos at the store. Yeah, we'll crush all of them. I think I discuss addiction a lot here, and a lot of times I'll say I don't believe in addiction. I don't believe that alcoholism is a disease, is what I don't believe. I think we want to drink alcohol, just like we want to eat more Oreos or we want to gamble more because it feels good. It gives us a dopamine hit or whatever. And I think the only way to stop drinking alcohol is to realize, is to give up that it's a disease. Because if it's a disease, you're screwed and you're going to keep drinking till you die. I think that's giving us an excuse to keep drinking. I think I have a guy that was watching the last week that said he wants to stop drinking, and I kind of got in a one-on-one conversation with him and said, well, do you really? Well, then don't drink today. And he hasn't, and I hope he's still not drinking, but if he does, he does, and he chose to. I won't shame him on it, or don't think he should even feel any shame. He should own that he wanted to have some beer last night, And I guess I get tired of people saying, oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to stop. You do know how to stop. You just choose not to, and you keep drinking. And that's okay, but just don't say you don't know how. You just don't want to. But I think what addiction is the feeling I have when I have one Oreo, that I don't want to stop. I actually want to go the other way. I want to eat till there's no more to eat. Because once I have an Oreo, as long as there's Oreo in my home, I want to eat more. And that feeling is all consuming. And it happened with weed and alcohol for sure. That if I had, I could buy a 12 pack of Heineken. If I bought a 6, that wasn't going to be enough. That was going to be a problem. I wanted to have more than I could possibly drink. And for me, I'd need a case of Heineken in there to be safe on any given day. A 12 pack would be in danger that I'd go through it. So anyway, once I start drinking or eating cookies or smoking weed, I almost have this urge to eat or drink or smoke like a madman till it's all gone. Therefore, that feeling, that calling, that come get me is out of my mind. Eric the Great's writing a lot. You got to keep frosted mugs in the freezer, and not for beer. My freezer is always full. For frosted ice cold milk, well, that seems like a healthy thing. Eric's passionate about something, and I'm not even belittling you. Eric's typing a lot, but too much for me to read. Good morning, but seriously. Else, I think he's talking about Eric as well, saying he has a lot to say. It was coming too fast. He must be an amazing typer. Not trying to get too personal, but did your parents struggle with addiction? Is it hereditary? I think my whole family overdoes everything. We all used to be runners and run marathons. My brother Steve was a black belt in karate. My sister Carolyn, when she discovered Christianity, fully engrossed herself in it and her spirituality. My parents certainly used to drink a lot at times. So I don't know. I think, yeah, I don't know if this explains it, but again, I think that to me is addiction. When you want it so bad enough that you almost have a goal to finish it off so you're not tempted anymore. And I'm sure my parents felt that way too. We got a fun audience today. We got 58 people watching. We got 22 thumbs up. Apparently we got, John Dowd said some people innately overdo it. Overdoing it, John, and I appreciate you saying that, but I'm not sure overdoing it is what I did. Overdoing it would be having 8 Oreos. But when I crack the bag, my goal is to finish the bag. It's almost, I know I felt it with weed. I go, okay, I could stretch this out and make it last 3 or 4 days, or if I go crazy, I could get rid of it all the day and then it'll be gone and then I won't have to smoke it anymore. But then I'd wake up the next day and want to smoke some, so I'd have to go buy more. Taz, the coffee is wonderful. Thanks you for asking. Sounds like obsessive compulsive behavior. Yeah, probably. Am I vaccinated? Betty Lynn said your mom passed away at 56 and from partying too much. It's funny because Betty Lynn, you referred to it as partying. And I think a lot of people call it partying. But it's not really partying at all. I used to think it was partying. And then I thought, hey, it's more fun to party all the time. Why don't we just make life a party? And I'd keep drinking. But it wasn't really partying. And I'm sure your mom wasn't partying. I'm sure she was just burying the yucky emotions that all of us have. Hello, Jonathan. How are you? I'm doing well, thank you. I'm just getting going on a Saturday morning. I got the whole weekend off work. I could go in and work today, but I could not. I have my daughters coming up. I don't even know when. I hope they're coming. If they don't, I'll be mature. They probably should, but I haven't heard from them in 2 days. I've sent them little messages about things. But again, their dad's probably more excited about them coming than they are to come. But I get that. I mean, I probably felt that. I certainly felt that way with my parents when I was a teenager. You know, you don't love hanging with your parents. But I love hanging with my kids. Enjoy the time off. Don't work. Yeah. No, it feels good. I got up here. I'm in Appleton, Wisconsin. I got up here just about 4 months ago. Well, I got into Wisconsin just over 4 months ago, but I came into Appleton on the 19th of February, or the 18th, actually. Julie kicked me out on a Tuesday. That's how I remember. She said, get the hell out. I'm staying with Julie. So I checked into the hotel on a Tuesday and got a job the following day, and I've been working there ever since. And I was behind on all my bills and had to pick up every shift I could and work as much as I could. And I'm catching up and I'm getting caught up and I'm not as far behind and I'm feeling a little more comfortable and starting to figure out what life costs, and so not desperately picking up every shift I can, which feels good. I had an opportunity to interview and train for another job this week, in the past few weeks, and I did that. It's a weird feeling. I kind of almost look at jobs as like relationships. And I feel like I'm cheating on job one by training and interviewing for job two. Does anybody else feel that way? I certainly do. But maybe in the job world, you can have open relationships and you can date or work for two different companies at the same time. Some companies probably don't want that, I'm sure. But yeah. So right now, I have two jobs. And to me, that feels sneaky. And like I'm having two families, and I got to tell, hey, I'll be hanging with you guys on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and I'm telling the other family or job that I can spend time with them on Sunday through Wednesday. But kind of keep it hush-hush to both of them. It's kind of hard juggling. So I need to take off days at one job to build a relationship with the other job and to learn what I'm doing at the other job. The other job's going to pay more, and I think I could enjoy it a lot. But I still need the first job because the first job's safe for me, and I know if I work every day, I can pay for this nice apartment and pay my child support and pay my car bill and put food in the fridge. But the second job's a new opportunity. Honestly, to me, it feels like I've got a good, steady woman, job number one, and all of a sudden this beautiful, exciting new woman's come into my life, and I want to date that a little bit as well. I struggle with such things. Oh, that is why you never jump without a parachute. So, Mind Melt Diaries, what do you mean by that? The parachute, in this case, would be are you saying you never quit a job without having another job? I have another job, but I don't know the hours or for sure the pay or the amount of work available. Well, the nice thing about job one is they need people working there. And so I can always pick up more hours. A fallback job. Coach Will said COVID ruined your training business and you had to take up mechanic work to get by. Yeah. What's my opinion on God? Wow. I'm developing my opinion on God, and I think God's all around us. I haven't gone to church in at least a month. I was going to church every day. Not that you asked about church, but I'll tie them in. I was going to church every Sunday when I lived in Naperville. I felt really good at church. Really enjoyed the smiling faces, the daycare they provided my little ones, and the smiles I got bringing my little boy Augie into daycare, and how excited the ladies were to see Augie and how much fun he had at the child care. I have a little boy who's 4 who has Down syndrome, who's the sweetest little nugget of love. Got a little girl, she's beautiful, she's 2. But at this time, she was a baby and I didn't get to take her as often, but I'd have Augie every Sunday and would bring him in. So I really enjoyed going to church in Naperville. I've tried 5 or 6 different churches up here in Wisconsin. Some days I work on Sundays, so it cuts into my church-going schedule. My point is I haven't gone to church as much. But I kind of feel God's all around us. And the reason we go to church, maybe it's a refresher course on being close to God. But I think in the purest sense, you could think God's with you all the time and that God's all around us and God's watching me talk to you guys right now, and he's in this room and he's crafting our path, or our path is already crafted. I don't know. Sometimes I think he's my inner voice, the one that tells me to do the smart things. And the devil's my impulse voice, which says, oh, work's gonna suck. Oh, I gotta shovel the driveway. Oh, I gotta mow the lawn. Oh, I gotta pick up the kids at school or go to the meeting or pay the bill or fix the car or whatever. I think that's a little bit the devil a little bit, and God's the smarter, more well-thought voice that says, it's okay, Ken, keep going, get out of bed. I've got a plan, I've got you on this one. Good morning, Patrick Flanagan. God is good. Expansion versus resistance. Gonna drink a little more coffee. Mobsidian says, even as an atheist, they love going to churches and cathedrals. Is that because they're beautiful buildings often? It's amazing, the architecture. In Naperville, there was a Catholic church that was just spectacular. And I've never been to the Vatican, but I'd like to go to the Vatican and see, and you could look at it 2 ways. You could look at it as a beautiful piece of art, the architecture behind the Vatican or at this church in Naperville. Or you could, if you had a cynical view, you could look at it as a waste of money. But I think your life's going to be happier if you see it as a beautiful piece of architecture. Yeah. What's my opinion on the president? I got 2 Flanagans watching. I don't know if I should talk about Trump. the loss of that community. Somebody types in no kings. Apparently there's a lot of no kings activity going on. And what's that all about? I've read in my hometown in Naperville, there was a no kings, I don't know if it's a demonstration or if it's a protest or whatever going on. And is that like a anti-Trump rally or a pro-immigrant rally? What is the point of that? I don't know. It's a bunch of losers doing what losers do. I didn't say that, but Craft Video Chicago's perspective was, it's a bunch of losers doing what losers do. But I'd like to hear, okay, that's one side of the argument. I don't watch much news, so I don't really know what's going on. I last year worked in Yellowstone, and there was a town on the border of Montana and Wyoming, just over the border, that was called Gardner, Montana. And apparently they have a no kings demonstration going on there. And I was reading on the page the varying opinions about the demonstration. We got somebody back. Do not listen to a single word this man has to say about anything. See, that it's funny because I have trolls hopping on and they disagree with absolutely everything I say. And that's how you know they're crazy. Just on pure coincidence, they could agree with something every once in a while. But they don't. They only find reasons to disagree with everything I say. And that's how you know they're crazy. I talk a lot. Certainly they must agree with something I say. Like, you know, if I said I like my coffee hot, they'd find oh, he's wasting energy to heat his coffee. He must be a narcissist. They spin everything I say into a negative. So I know that means they're crazy. Nobody's saying about this no kings thing, and they say it's pretty self-explanatory. No, it's not. Does it have to do with immigration? Does it have to do with Trump overstepping his duties? Or is it more about immigration? I think there's a huge connection to immigration about it. Well, you maybe said earlier, Stank, but I didn't see it. And I'd like somebody's opinion. I mean, I got Craft Video Chicago's opinion. And somebody out there has to disagree with Craft Video Chicago, who said it's a bunch of losers doing what losers do. I'm not saying I can't comprehend it. I just don't know. I've seen Mexican flags being waved, so I assume it has something to do with deportation or the immigration situation. But seriously says they love Trump policies, but they're a conservative. Again, I'm not even talking about Trump as much. I just kind of want to know what the stance is, because I don't think we should be kicking in doors around the country and throwing people in chains and busing them back to Mexico. Am I related to Bill Burr? No, but I like Bill Burr as a comedian because I think he's kind of just being himself. He's obviously, I'd consider him far more abrasive than my kind, loving self. But Bill Burr seems to really tell it like it is in kind of a regular guy sort of way. He's a comedian, and for anyone that doesn't know, I think he's shaved his head too. But he's kind of, he says what a lot of us probably believe but are afraid to say. King stands for the people. By the Bible, king stands for the man clearly charged. Clearly, it's a matriarch. Huh. But that doesn't tell me what it means. Okay, Chapters Chaser says he finally eased back deportation zone, hotel and food service workers. Well, I don't know how you can pick and choose what industry you're going to deport from. I mean, if there's an illegal alien, and again, I don't know why I'm so blessed to have all the freedoms and benefits of being a United States citizen, other than I happen to be born here. I think we should aggressively consider expanding those freedoms and the blessings that we have living in the States to people of other countries, and figure a way to get them in. Grace got 0 sleep last night. Why do I think anyone at all would say no kings? I don't know. Somebody wants me to settle their debate. I don't know what the debate is. I guess what I'm saying is the no kings specifically about deportation, or is it about Trump? How often do I shave this head? I shave it pretty much every day. I shave it pretty much every day. Oh, James Scott wants to know if I'm wearing a Sam Adams t-shirt in my YouTube profile picture. I think I am. I think I am. I think my ex-wife made that picture, by the way, for anyone that cares. Don't tell me to think about it. No Kings is a protest against King Charles of England. Okay, well, I could see that, but I doubt it. I doubt that's what it is. Okay, it's about money and the 1% all about control. They just deported a bunch of Chinese people to Somalia. Why'd they do that? I mean, well, thank you. Yeah. Wow, what a great audience today. We got 86 people watching. We have 33 thumbs up. Oh. Somebody's... why ask a question if you're not even willing to fully ask yourself? Well, because it's not my protest. I'm just asking somebody. Why are you fighting me on this? Why are you offended that I'm asking this question? I'm starting to get bored of you, whoever you is, that keeps telling me to do something. I asked a question. I wanted to know. Sure, I could Google it, but I'm not on Google right now. I don't know why coffee from outside always tastes better than coffee you make at home. Well, I don't know, Gaucho Amigo. I don't know. I think the coffee I make at home is awesome. It's a corporatized movement. If I go to states illegally as a British person, would ICE deport me to Mexico? I don't know. I don't know. Am I worried that I haven't heard from my daughters? No, I mean, I sent them a picture of my mattress yesterday. What I've found, when I text them together, they don't respond because, you know, they're sisters. They love each other, but they're teenage sisters, so. But if I text them individually, so I should probably text them individually as opposed to texting the three of us to get more response. But I texted them a picture of my bed, hoping they'd say, "Hey, Dad, you got a bed? I'm looking forward to sleeping on it." I got crickets. John Crossley said, any tips for small streamers? Well, it almost makes me blush because there's an implication that I am not a small streamer. Keep going, post more. If you got something to say it, would be my tip for small streamers. If you've a charming accent, somebody would probably green card me. Again, I'm not into deportation. I kind of think we should let everybody in, as crazy as that sounds. And I could see the argument. We have a system based on freedoms, and I'm going to throw capitalism and economics in it. But I think our system is the best. And if we suddenly allowed half of China in here and they wanted to make it a communist system, that would... So I want to let everybody in, but if letting everybody in changes our system that I think is great, I guess I have a problem with that. I can see where somebody could struggle with that. Oh, John Crossley sent me $1.99. I appreciate it, John. I love the conversation. But if you have something to say, I'd say it. I'll go on. Don't worry about getting a fancy camera or putting a lot of money or getting the right lighting or getting... Look at me. I mean, I'm sitting here. I don't even have a light on. I've got, half my face is dark. I look like Two-Face. I think it's important more what you say. And I think if you're putting out quality or interesting content, the people will find you. And I don't think any of you are here desperately wishing I had a better camera or better lighting. I think it's what I'm saying that draws people, and not everyone agrees with what I'm saying, but it pisses them off, and so they're here for that. I appreciate that, John. I have something to say. And again, my something to say could be about immigration or politics or coffee or sobriety or mental health or money situation. I was talking about it yesterday. I had people hopping on, getting angry, because I'll give financial advice. And honestly, I don't have money saved for retirement, and I'm broker than I like to be. But I'm working towards a better tomorrow. And I think that's true for so many aspects of our life. Work towards a better tomorrow and get a little better today than you were yesterday. And put that to streaming. Be a little better today. Post a video. Research something at minimum. But I think my best advice would be post a video. Somebody said, nothing beats New Zealand. It's peaceful. Everyone is lovely. All right, let me just throw this out there. How diversified is New Zealand? I'm guessing it's 90% white people and 10% indigenous, what are they, Maori or whatever the indigenous New Zealanders are. Saving for retirement is planning for a better tomorrow, Sylvia says. I'm just saying I haven't fulfilled that aspect of planning for a better tomorrow. New Zealand is mostly colored people? Okay. Shows you what I know. I am a non-white person living in a white country. Gaucho, can you do, your name's Gaucho Amigo. Does that mean you are Hispanic? I'm a non-white person living in a white country. I want the country to stay mostly white. It's the reason you moved there. That's interesting. Okay, so you're describing it by skin color. You're putting a lot of value on skin color, and maybe I was too. Somebody says I could. Oh, Gaucho Amigo is the Steely Dan song. Let's see. Wow, this comments are. Hey, I might turn this to subscriber only. I'm going to probably turn this to subscriber only because I'm having a hard time reading the questions. And a lot of the questions I'm getting are, I don't care if anyone calls me bald. It doesn't hurt my feelings really at all. I mean, certainly at all. But some of these are, so if anybody wants to keep commenting, I'm going to do it down to a minute. You're going to have to subscribe to my page. So it can't be just random people hopping on saying I look like Bruce Willis. You're a day one, Ken. Oh, John Dowd, I know you, or I know the name. What am I up to this weekend, Patrick Flanagan? I am, well, I cleaned my apartment. I'm not working. My daughters are coming in this afternoon, and I'm not totally sure what our plans were. It's kind of funny. I was trying to look into like going to a swimming pool, but honestly, my daughter Morgan lifeguards at a swimming pool. She probably doesn't need to hang out at a swimming pool. I thought about golfing. Certainly want to show them around town. Maybe go out to dinner. I haven't really gone out to dinner since I've been here. If they'd be up for it, there's an Italian restaurant just down the street that I wanted to go to, but I didn't want to go by myself, so I'd love to take my daughters there. Maybe go see a movie. No huge plans or anything, but looking forward to seeing them, so that's what I'm doing this weekend. But yesterday I cleaned my apartment. I even scrubbed the bath. Oh, let me tell you about this. I like to take a lot of baths. What I think I learned yesterday at the Walmart is there's two types of those. Hold on, I'm gonna hang with me. It's important for anyone to. I take a lot of baths. And for anybody that showers or takes a lot of baths, and hopefully we all do, occasionally your bathtub will get kind of almost like an oily, soap scummy, greasy spots in it, which is not pleasant at all. And for years I've been singing the praises of these scrubbing bubbles by S.C. Johnson. I didn't know they were by S.C. Johnson, but I just read it now. And what I learned yesterday at the store is apparently there's two types of this product with this little scrubby guy on it. There's the Mega Shower Foamer, which is what you want if you're cleaning your bathtub. But then there's a kind, I think, that's meant for like all sorts of bathroom use. And I think, by mistake, in the last year, there's 2 times I bought the use on everything kind, and it doesn't work as well on the soap scum, gross, greasy spots that are in the bathtub. It used to be fun cleaning the bath. You'd spray it on, you'd let it sit for a minute, and then you'd kind of wipe it off, and all these stains would come right off. There were a couple times I went out and I bought that. I thought it was that. And it really didn't work as well. And I said, hey, maybe it doesn't work as well as I thought it did. But I think I bought the wrong stuff. Yeah. So that's all I have to say about that. Poor Patrick Flanagan is on his mom's encouragement. He's going, Mom, this show sucks. He talked about scrubbing bubbles. I asked him what he's doing this weekend, and he talked about scrubbing bubbles. Oh, I know why. Because I need to go back to Walmart today. I get to go back to Walmart. I'm going to buy another pillow, because I'll show you again. For anybody that missed show at the beginning. Yesterday, I put together my bed, which is right here, and I bought a comforter pillowcase set, and I bought one pillow, and it comes with two of these things. But you can't only have, do you see what I'm saying? What do you do with one pillow? Because look at how those pillows are sitting. It looks kind of screwy. I don't want it to look screwy. I need to get another pillow to balance out my chamois. Are they chamois? Is that what those little pillows on top are? We have a schizo in the chat. Well, who are they? I can remove them. Oh, Schlevel keeps a magic sponge in the tubby and washes down the tub after each shower. Works great. That sounds like more work than I want to do, Schlezel. Put the one in front of the two. Okay. All right, but seriously says put the one in front of the two. Let's put her advice to the test. Okay, there it is. Obviously not looking the way I want it. But seriously recommends I do this and I do this. Oh, well, you're right. That does look a hell of a lot better. Okay. That does look a hell of a lot better. All right. But seriously is right. Hello, JK from Pittsburgh. Good thinking. See, that's why I have this show, because I got no clue what I'm doing in life. And I get good suggestions like that. Now I don't even, still want another pillow. I think, but I don't desperately have to. Thank you, but seriously. What a simple solution. Oh, hey. Patrick Flanagan. Okay, Patrick's from Wisconsin and likes the Green Bay Packers. And apparently Aaron Rodgers left the Packers and went to the Jets. Not apparently, he did, and did not that great at the Jets. And apparently Aaron Rodgers is now playing for Pittsburgh. If I was Pittsburgh, I think I would really like having Aaron Rodgers. Bricktonium says I need one more sleeping pillow. It's really going to be hard to edit this video because I'm topic hopping so quickly. Purple pillow is amazing, but that's like $150. That pillow costs more than my mattress. Okay, John Dowd is a Steelers fan who's disgusted that they signed him. Patrick Flanagan says he should have retired. You got a bunch of young QBs. You got the Bears, Justin Fields. You got some other young quarterback, don't you? I didn't know that people disliked Aaron Rodgers so much. He kicked the Bears' ass. I was jealous that Green Bay had him. I was jealous of Brett Favre. Hell, I'm old enough to be jealous of Don Majkowski. Okay, he doesn't take the game seriously anymore. Justin Fields is on the Jets now. I doubt is it not a misprint? Was that not an accident that you called him Justine Fields, JK? All right. Justin Fields was with the Bears. Jordan Love, Chapter Chaser says. I almost feel bad for Caleb Williams on the Bears. Good morning, Chip. Google account says they're currently using goose feather pillows and you're happy. Aren't they too soft and squishy? All right, well, JK, that was my point. I didn't think you added the E by mistake. Was I jealous of Tom Brady? No. Because he didn't play the Bears twice a year like Aaron Rodgers did and beat them every year. You know, I respected Tom Brady, but he was over there on the East Coast and rarely would play the Bears. So yeah, I was jealous of Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre and Majkowski. Do you guys remember the Magic Man, all you Wisconsin people? I think he threw a pass like he was beyond the line of scrimmage, and to beat the Bears on the last play of the game in like 1992 or something that really shouldn't have counted. They cheated. Rodgers is a diva and talks about politics. But he was a really good quarterback, wasn't he? Okay, Patrick, who seems to know a lot about the Packers, says Rodgers is, in his prime was one of the greatest, but his head has gotten in the way. Okay. Coach Will says Rodgers is done as an athlete, but he isn't wrong about the things he says. I don't even know what he says. I don't even know what he says, but it seems he moves the meter, and if he's got something to say, maybe he should go into politics or go into becoming a streamer. Well, hopefully it's just, okay, somebody said, okay, ladies, does he need more pillows on the bed? Will his daughters appreciate more pillows? Keep in mind, Bricktonium, I appreciate the question. I'm going to be stealing at least one of those pillows for wherever I sleep. Oh, for all those out there, you guys are wondering, where did I put my air mattress? Right? Are you wondering where I put my air mattress? I put my air mattress, my sleeping bag, my foam mattress pad, and my bear's blanket all under my bed in my bedroom. So my question is, when the girls take my bedroom and take my bed, will I sleep on the futon? Which is probably what I'll do. What I think I'll do. And for anyone wondering, my bed felt firmer than I expected last night, which isn't totally surprising because I've slept on an air mattress for months with a foam pillow top. So it was a little firmer than I was expecting, but I don't know why it would have been. But either way, what my plan is for the guest, which in this case, I'm going to be the guest sleeping on the futon, is I'm going to bring out my little mattress pad, put it on the futon, and create a great sleeping environment for me. Oh yeah, but seriously, I bought, what thread count are my sheets? To be honest, they're cheap. I bought there's a bag, I bought a real cheap, I don't have a ton of money. I'm not one to try and impress you with an 8,000 thread count. But I bought a cheap set of a comforter, sheets, and pillowcases, and feel good about it. Coach Will said, anything less than a 300 thread count are rags. Maybe eventually they'll be rags if I'm in a better financial situation. I know they say you get what you pay for, but you know, honestly, if they lasted a month and started tearing apart or whatever, or felt uncomfortable, I could buy more. No, I didn't let my daughters get the first sleep on the new mattress, Sylvia. I did. Somebody said it's a good investment buying a high thread count. And they also say, you have to be careful buying sheets. Yeah, Chapter Chaser bought cheap sheets at Target. I don't know. I slept on them last night. They felt great. I almost wonder if thread count is a scam. Part of me wonders if thread count's a scam.
Brictonium says it's great. I'm living with my means. Some people are too tempted by credit. Yeah, I'll tell you what. My couch was $200. I'm editing a video. I edit all these videos, and they become lives and reels, and TikToks. And I'm about 2 months behind. And 2 months ago, I was talking about looking at a couch, and it was like $999, and it was at Fleet Farm, a store, and I was thinking about buying it. I furnished my whole apartment for $800. And 2 months ago, I was considering a $900 couch. I tell you what, I feel great that I could do this on a tight budget and do it kind of piece by piece or week by week. And I think my apartment honestly looks pretty beautiful. Ross. Schlevel's suggesting Ross stores. But on Ross it says dress for less, because I was by a Ross stores yesterday. Okay, thread count is more about how many washes the sheets can hold up for. Again, if these sheets disintegrate in a month, I've gotten a good value. JK hates the sheets. Only a fitted sheet. You kick the other one off. I can see that, JK. But that would cause much more washing to be needed on your comforter. Because your skin would be against the comforter more. And you'd be soiling it, sweating on it, doing whatever nasty things you might do in bed on it, JK. So I think the point of the sheet is maybe as much to keep the, well, thank you, Coach Will, is to keep the comforter clean, is to keep you warm. What are some alternative beddings? You mean like a futon? You guys, I've never actually put the futon flat. But here's this futon I've talked about. I'll tell you, it looks really nice. I was in Walmart yesterday and I was walking by it in the aisle. And I wanted to almost start selling it and saying, hey, I just bought this bad boy. I can't tell you how happy I am with it. And it lays flat. And I think that's what I'm going to sleep on tonight. And I'm going to put my foam pad over there just so it's soft and squishy enough. I don't have a sheet for this. I might put my bear's cover over it and my sleeping bag, so what have you. Oh yeah, oh what, a plant? Oh yeah, I have a plant. I almost bought some more plants yesterday. It's fun furnishing a one-bedroom apartment on a budget even, and adding to it a little bit by a little bit. Coach Will wants one like that. It's $220, it's at Walmart. Water beds, when were those popular, in the 80s or 90s? Probably the 70s. I had a friend that had one in the 80s, but I'd say in the 70s they were popular. It seems like a 70s thing, doesn't it? Julie, you're a little older than me, so you probably, hey, you probably remember better than I, but a waterbed seems like a very 70s thing, maybe even 60s. We have apartment 420, and I don't want to make this show about apartment 420. I could name the show to apartment 420. But about a week ago was saying he wants to stop drinking, but he didn't think he could. He is 6 days sober today, so want to say nice job, apartment 420. I think that's awesome. And again, if you drink today, and I'm saying this, and I know I might be tempting you. I don't want you to feel shame, but I want you to own it and say you drank today. And I hope you don't drink today, but if you do, I want you to own it and say you chose to drink and you wanted to drink. I think that's important to, I'm happy you're here, apartment 420. We could change the show to Apartment 420, where we all check in on Apartment 420's sobriety. But then it will come to a crashing halt because on New Year's Eve he falls off the wagon and goes on a bender and disappears. And we're all just sitting wondering. Yeah, you don't even crave it. Way to go. I think that's what it comes to. And that's why I'm openly talking about you drinking today, because I can joke about me drinking on New Year's or drinking today or getting drunk today or being hungover tomorrow, because I don't even want to anymore. I think when you are feeling like you're forcing yourself to quit, that's when it's hard. But I think if you can get your mind around the fact that you do not want to drink, and you can own the responsibility that comes with sobriety, it's easy to stay sober. Somebody like lives in a trailer. Somebody gave me a tip a little bit ago. I don't know if I thanked them for it. No, they were talking about my head. They sent me like $2 and then made a comment about my perfectly shaped head. Yeah. Oh, is it you if you like pina coladas? Yeah, thank you for sending me the $1.99. I do appreciate it. I wish it was for a reason other than I have a perfectly shaped head. I mean, but whatever reason you want to send me $1.99 is okay. Even if it's just because I have a perfectly shaped head. Ooh, I'm going to show you something. We got some cars coming into the parking lot across the way. And some families pushing strollers. Do you know why? Look, they're coming in right now. They're coming into the parking lot right now. Do you know why they're coming into the parking lot and why over the next hour? I see a woman pushing a stroller and a guy wearing a coat and a little baby with a hat on right there. Must be cold outside, but they're going to the farmer's market. There's a huge farmer's market in Appleton, Wisconsin. It's like several blocks long. And I went there last week and walked around. I didn't buy anything, but I did some people watching. And I'm probably going to go there again. It's a great way to start my Saturday. Do some people watching. And I don't know, maybe buy some peaches if there's any for sale. My complex has a mall vibe. I mean, I kind of see why you could say that. It's, but it doesn't really. If you're here, you'll think I'm a block off the main drag in Appleton, Wisconsin. There's a main street that goes through called College Avenue, and it's filled with bars and restaurants and coffee shops and smoke shops, and it's a really, really cool downtown area. I'm 1 block away from it, and because of that, there's a parking lot right here for, I think this is a parking lot meant for one of the big buildings on the street. Farmer's Market with Ken. All right. Well, we'll hide this guy for a little bit because he's talking too much about rectal health. And while I don't doubt that rectal health may be very important, is rectal health, sorry, does it have something to do with prostate health? I was at work yesterday and I was talking to a couple women, my new job. I wasn't sure if I could go there, but I'll tell you what, the women there, I mean, everyone talks the way they want to talk. They don't really hold anything back. But as a guy, you got to tread carefully. There's a couple things that I believe in that I think people are offended by. I think science is guesswork based on the data, isn't fact. I know science isn't fact. So I look at scientific research with some, I think, intelligent and natural skepticism. Okay, that's one thing. That's the most serious of them. The other thing that I kind of believe is I don't trust gravity a whole lot. And because of that, I've never been on the southern hemisphere because I think I might fall off. And the third thing is I'm not sure. I really don't believe that women poop. I think they're too pretty to poop. And I told that to a couple women I worked with the other day. Science welcomes skepticism. Science needs skepticism to push it forward. Doing more research, checking other things out. Yeah. But I think there's a amount of, I think that's true. I'm not a flat earther. That's not a flat earther at all. I know the earth is round. I'm scared to go on the lower half because I would fall off. But I think part of society got confused about what science is. I'm sure of that. Is the woman's menstrual cycle a turnoff? Well, it's certainly not a turn on. I mean, I don't want to get into specifics, so I won't, maybe. I probably will. I mean, it's not an absolute barrier to entry, if you know what I'm saying. And I think you probably will. But it's certainly not a huge turn on. You know what I mean? I don't know how far we should go down this rabbit hole. If I went to the North Pole, would I drift skyward? Only if I jumped really hard. I am somewhat, I believe in gravity because I thought about it. Because if I didn't believe in gravity, because I'm not on the top of the earth, I'm right here. Say this is the globe. No, let's say this is the globe. Like where I am here in Wisconsin, I'm probably up here. And to be honest, if gravity didn't exist, I'd fall off this way. But I do feel a little more safer on the earth up here than if I was down here. Thank you, Taz. Is the cheese better in Wisconsin? No. I mean, I haven't experienced it. I don't know, Julie, is the cheese better in Wisconsin? I mean, I was in Illinois. I'm sure some of the cheese we would get would be coming from Wisconsin, maybe, assuming they don't make cheese in Illinois. I mean, but they're touching. I'm sure whatever cows or milk that Wisconsin has, Illinois' got some of that too. I ran into a woman from that was visiting a friend of mine who was from Arizona, and she was buying a bunch of cheese at a grocery store. I could see if you went to some like crafty farmer's market-y fancy Wisconsin bricks of cheese, but she seemed to be just buying bags of cheese. Apartment 420 bets the cheese is better in Wisconsin. Okay, Schlevel says the cheese is better in Wisconsin. You heard there's an overpopulation of bears in Wisconsin. I don't know what the territory of the bears are in Wisconsin, but I'd be excited to see one up here. Am I a cheese head? No. I'm not even acknowledging that the cheese is superior in Wisconsin to what it was in Illinois. Is my approach to sex addiction to just stop cold turkey? I hope not. I mean, I'd like to say that is a strategic approach. The only reason I'm calling it a sex addiction is because I think I placed such a crazy extreme value on sex and relationships in the past that it overwhelmed any other decision-making process, if you will. That I was in relationships based on sex. Peaches are better in Georgia. Potatoes are better in Idaho. I would think they would be cheaper in Idaho because they wouldn't have to ship them here. Gotta go take care. Hey, happy Father's Day to you, Patrick Flanagan. Who here likes boiled peanuts? I've never had boiled peanuts. Would I say I view women as objects? No. I view them as humans. Let's see. Wow, we've talked for 87 minutes. We've had a great audience. And it's 8:30 in the morning. And I appreciate you guys so much for joining me on this Saturday morning. The longer I go, the further I get behind in editing, and that's okay. Maybe just take it bit by bit. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So don't have to worry that I'm not caught up or that I'm 2 months behind or whatever. But I'm looking forward to my day. I'm going to eat a banana, eat an apple, eat some strawberries, get some jeans on, and walk on over to the farmer's market and strut my stuff and do some people watching and bring a little cash in case I want to buy something. But I'm looking forward to my day. And I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. I thank you for subscribing, Tierney. I appreciate that. I hope anybody new here subscribes to my show. It grows a little bit every day. We're coming up on 7,900 subscribers, and looking forward to getting 8,000 and 10,000. It's fun watching the page grow. Make a short at the farmer's market. All right, I might. We'll see. Happy Father's Day to you, Chip, as well. I'll be going live tomorrow. Or am I familiar with any ZZ Top songs? Oh, yes, I am. I'd say LaGrange is my favorite ZZ Top song. Oh, you just hit 10 subs on your channel. Way to go, Coach Will. But anyway, I so appreciate you guys for hopping on. And am looking forward to my day, and I hope you're looking forward to your day. I'm excited to see my girls. I'm excited to buy another pillow. I'm excited to buy a few things. I'm excited to go to the farmer's market. I'm excited to post some videos, to finish my coffee, to blow out this candle, and to experience my day. And I hope you're feeling good. I hope you are loving yourself. Hope you had a great night's sleep last night. Hope you're forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.